Well, I'll open up the meeting. Welcome to the March 1st Parks and Rec Community Resources and Advisory Commission meeting. Hope everyone's doing well. I think I will offer to do the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. So put your hand on your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Lisa, do you want to take roll call?
Sure. Actually, Nick's still here, so Nick will still be handling his duties, just not on camera.
I'm lost without the face.
I know. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Nick.
All right. You guys can hear me all right?
Yes.
Good. All right. So roll call. Chair Ellman.
Here.
Vice Chair Horowitz.
Here.
Commissioner Lang.
Present.
Commissioner Maroney.
Here.
Commissioner Pizer-Maines.
Here.
Excellent. Okay. So announcements, upcoming city events. Does anybody have anything to share? Okay, Lauren.
Let's see. I'm not sure if this is going to be mentioned by Ms. Nichols or not, but I wanted to note that registration opened today for our spring and summer recreational classes in the city. And I think, Lisa, does that include our summer camps as well?
Yes, it's a spring and summer session.
Okay, so yeah, and it's a beautiful job on the brochure, lovely photos. It looks really nice. Great job, staff. And encourage the community to sign up. My next announcement is we were informed that the Public Works Commission is holding a special meeting tomorrow, March 2nd at 6 p.m. And you may ask, so how does that relate to parks, right? Parks and Rec. So the focus of this special meeting is to discuss Greenbelt accessibility. A matter, relating to our second largest park in the city, and it's looking at ADA transition plan, which goes beyond the scope of us, but it also is focused on, an ADA path they're making the Greenbelt accessible, which they will be reviewing and discussing. So when we have commissioner comments, which is item number 8, I'm hoping that Chair Ellman will be able to report on the Access Hermosa meeting that I saw was convened on February 9th. So that would have occurred after our last commission meeting. And I would imagine you were included in that. And since this item has not come, formally before a commission, I'm just would encourage, the community and commissioners to also, give input, because I think the more input, the better. So we can help to have the best possible, results before the city council. So I'm looking forward to what is presented tomorrow. So those are my 2 announcements.
Anyone else have anything to share? Yes, Tracy.
I'm very excited about the paper shredding and compost event on Saturday. I have a box of stuff to bring. It's from 8 to 1 p.m. at the community center parking lot.
Thank you. Took another one off my list. Okay, so anyone else have anything to share? Then I will go through my list, which is still quite long. One of the things first of all, the St. Patrick's Day parade is on March 12th. I'm not doing these in any particular order. That will be, again, on Saturday, March 12th from 11 to 1. I know that we have Jessie Accomando here tonight, but I'll speak for her right now. They are apparently looking for volunteers, so I would suggest that you go to the Chamber's webpage. I'm sure there's a plethora of information there. Next is the opening day of Little League, which is this Saturday. And I've been looking for some information, and there's quite a bit of information here, but it sounds like a full day of activities. At 9 a.m. the gates open, the snack stand is open for business. There will be activity stations and vendors.
Chair Elman, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I was just informed that our meeting is not streaming on YouTube and the cable television channel. So I wanted to go ahead and pause us before we got too much further into the agenda, so that we can address the issue before us. Hold on just a second here while I connect with our
So we're going to do what we did last time and just put everything on hold for a few minutes.
Yes, let me go. Well, go ahead, Patrick. Did you? I just saw you.
No, everyone seems to have it down pat. Chair Elman had it exactly what I was going to say.
Great. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put a sign up that will convene in a few minutes here, and we'll work with our camera operator to get this corrected. So let's meet back in 5 minutes in hopes that, well, let's go ahead and give ourselves 10 minutes in hopes that we get it fixed within that time frame. And Nick, if you could go ahead and get our sign up for us. Thank you, everyone. We'll be right back.
I'm going to welcome everybody back. I'm going to welcome everybody back to the March 1st Parks and Rec meeting. And right now I'm going to read something that the city is going to ask me to read a lot. So it's good practice. We are currently experiencing technical difficulties that are preventing the video from streaming on YouTube or the cable station. However, the audio remains operational. To view the meeting, you may follow the Zoom link provided on our agenda at www.hermosabeach.gov. The video of tonight's meeting will also be posted on the agenda, minutes, and video webpage on the city website by the EOD tomorrow. So now we'll go back to announcements. And I left off with, I'll just start again with the fact that we do have the Hermosa St. Patrick's Day Parade coming up on March 12th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And as I got an email earlier this week, they are looking for volunteers to help them with many different things. So if anyone feels a need to participate, that would be a great place to start. Also, I got some information about Hermosa Little League. This weekend is opening season Saturday, and there is a lot on their agenda, and I cannot tell people enough that you should come down for this. At 9 a.m. the gates will open. The snack stand is open for business, and baseball activity stations and vendors will be there. At 10:45 you can gather, the teams will gather, and you can make sure you're, oh, well, I guess that's not for us, but anyway, the kids will all be dressed up in their uniforms. At 11 a.m. the official welcome and parade begins. And then the Star Spangled Banner will be done by the Hermosa Valley Middle School Band. The ceremonial pitch will be done by Jim Lindbergh, the lead singer of Pennywise. And so that will be tons of fun. At 12 noon, there will be complimentary hot dogs and chips, but bring your water bottles. And at 1 o'clock, the games will begin. So that will be tons of fun. Let's see what else. I wanted to share something. I'm hoping people are following the cannabis information the city is offering. The Cannabis Advisory Group is meeting multiple times in March, and I watched their meeting last night, and there is a lot of information for all of us to take in. And I think this group has a lot on their plate. I think they're doing an amazing job with the questions that they're asking. And I really can't explain enough how important this is. And I hope that everybody will take it upon themselves to get as much information as they can. And The city, again, has this advisory group, and everything will be on the city website. You can watch all their meetings from start to finish. I, again, give them credit. I believe they start at 5 o'clock and go till 7 or 7:30. So I think that's it. If anyone else, oh, yes, Yanni.
Junior lifeguard registration is up and active as of today. So anybody who's interested, get out there and register.
Perfect. All right, so we're done with announcements, and now we are on to presentations. So Lisa, who do we have?
Thank you, Chair Elman. As part of our agreement with the Kiwanis Club for the annual tree lot at the community center, it is requested that a post-event report be provided to the commission. So we have Mike Bell present tonight to provide that report for us.
Hi,
So Mike,
everybody. Do you hear me?
we do hear you.
My video was working earlier. It's gone now. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is just, I'm glad I didn't make anything visual because now you can't see it. So the tree lot, as you all know, this is, we do it every year, and we opened up the day after Thanksgiving. Hold on a second. Maybe we can do that now. Do you see me now? There I am. Hello. So the tree lot, we opened the day after Thanksgiving, and once again, we had a great year. We sold 2,200 trees, over 2,200 trees. We actually sold out about a week before Christmas. I sold the very last tree. The Kiwanis made a profit. It was a little bit down because costs are up, as we all know, but the Kiwanis still made $58,000, and all of that money goes right back into the community. It's a 100% nonprofit group, so all this money stays in the community and goes out to help the community. So that's just a great thing that the Kiwanis Club does. We didn't have any real issues this year. We didn't have the COVID restrictions that we've had in past years, and it was just a great event. So. A great project I just am proud to be a part of. Does anybody have any questions for me?
No questions. Mike, I saw that Kathy McCurdy was here. I wasn't sure if she was going to speak. But I personally would like to thank the Kiwanis for the event. I know the location is perfect for everyone to know you're there, but also it's just a wonderful welcome for the city during the holidays. So, and I know that $58,000 might be a little bit less than what you were hoping or expecting, but I know it's well received here in the city. Does anyone have any questions or any comments for Mike? All right, well.
Kathy wanted to be here tonight, but she's been having some, Dick is ill, her husband, so she just couldn't make it.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
All right, well, thank you, everyone.
All right, so next we'll move on to the Community Resources Manager's Report.
Thank you, Chair Elman, and good evening, commissioners. The first update that I have to share tonight is a Parks restroom update from our Public Works Department. Next week, connecting utility services will take place at all 4 locations included within the park restroom project. So that is Clark Field, South Park, Seaview Park, and Fort Lots of Fun. At Clark Field, electrical and sewer connections are taking place this week in addition to the pouring of concrete slab for the building. The site will be cleaned up and the trench for the electrical will be temporarily repaired by the end of the week, so we will have no impacts to the Hermosa Beach Little League start of the season. At Fort Lots of Fun, the siding and wood staining of the building, as well as the interior detail, is happening next. At Seaview Park, the painting, application, tile, and building finishes are being done. At South Park, the water and sewer connections are being made, the stucco is completed, and tile work and interior details will be next. In the upper location, the stucco is being completed and the floor surface is being worked on to apply the tile, and next is window and door hardware replacement. So we are on track with this project to be completed by mid-June for all locations. Our next update we are excited to share, which I will echo Commissioner Pizer Mains on, is that our spring and summer recreation brochure is indeed available now with all our classes and camps, including our Valley Park Summer Day Camp schedule. The brochure is available at hermosabeach.gov/recreation, and today did mark the first day of registration for all spring and summer activities. And our last update is regarding our staff report for items on the city council agenda that were previously before the commission. And the update here is to share that we will be bringing the Hermosa Beach Municipal Code changes recommended by the commission to Chapter 12, the beach and strand regulations, to city council at their March 22nd meeting. And that concludes my community resources manager updates.
Great. Does anyone have any comments or questions for Lisa? All right. The only thing I wanted to say was I was a little confused by the extra building there seems to be going on at the park on
Seaview.
Thank you, Seaview Park. And I'm hoping that when we can get some more information about the building, there seems to be another structure. And I'd like to get information from you, and probably won't be able to share that until our next meeting, but I'm just confused what's going on at Seaview Park and the building that's going on there. So
I can actually share an update. So the second structure is the solar canopy to power the bathrooms.
and that was that on the list of things that were going on at the park in that location?
I can't say for sure, as this is a project being led by the Public Works Department, so I would have to look into that further.
Okay. It just seems like a lot for solar for a small bathroom. So I'm hoping we can figure that one out sooner than later. Okay. We'll move on to public participation. I'm going to assume that would probably be helpful for me to read this comment, but we're going on to another comment, so I need to read again before we do start public comment.
No, Commissioner Ullman, yeah, public participation you can, and then for the public hearings, that's kind of what the gist of that was for.
Okay, thank you. So again, we are currently experiencing technical difficulties that are preventing the video from streaming on YouTube or the cable station. However, the audio remains operational. To view the meeting, you may follow the Zoom link provided on our agenda at www.hermosabeach.gov. The video of tonight's meeting will also be posted on the agenda, minutes, and video webpage on the city's website by the EOD tomorrow. Great. Okay, so now we'll start public comment, and I will read again that although the Parks and Recreation Community Services Advisory Board values your comments, the Brown Act generally prohibits the board from acting on any matter not listed on the posted agenda as a business item. This is the time for members of the public to address the board on any items within the board's jurisdiction not on this agenda or items on this agenda. Please note that the board members do not engage in a dialogue during public comment, and each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. If you are joining the meeting by phone, please remember to dial *9 to raise your virtual hand and *6 in order to unmute yourself. Participants joining by internet, please remember to unmute before starting your comment. We ask all speakers to please state your full name for the record. So, Lisa, do we have anybody that wishes to speak during public comment?
I'm still here, Chair Ellman,
Oh,
and I am not
out of
seeing
sight, out of mind.
I'm not seeing any hands being raised at this point for public comment.
Okay. We'll give that a second. We move on to something else. So I'm going to go with the fact that we don't have anybody here to participate in public comment, and I'm going to close public comment and move on to written communication. So written communication would be a letter from Mr. Higgins that was submitted on February 20th. Is that the only communication we have, Lisa?
That is the only written communication we've received. Yeah.
Okay. So if anyone has anything to say, any of the commissioners have any comments, if we can move to receive and file.
Pat, do we make a motion to receive?
Yeah,
and file?
for the written communication, that there's no requirement for a
Okay.
formal motion to receive and
So
file.
then
We've
we're
noted
just
it.
going to acknowledge that we have this letter and we're going to move on to the
Perfect.
consent calendar. Oh, actually, commissioners' comments. Does anybody have any comments to make? Because this is the new time that we're going to be doing this.
And I can just provide a little summary here. This serves at a time for the commissioners to briefly respond to public comments, ask a question for clarification, or make a brief announcement or report on his or her own liaison or subcommittee roles, activities, or meetings attended.
I guess this is where Commissioner Maines is hoping that I will share my information about
Correct.
okay. Well, yes, there was a meeting that the city manager was able to get the access group together and give us a heads up to what we could expect at tomorrow night's meeting. I would like to say that I thought that the city did a great job in drafting the ADA evaluation transition plan and the Greenbelt feasibility study. They hired a company and the gentleman's, we hired a gentleman, Matthew Steele. He's a certified access specialist. And he walked us through what this ADA evaluation would look like, what we could expect from it. And again, it's a draft, nothing is set in stone. And it was very helpful. There were a lot of good questions asked by the members of the access group. We were pleased that there was some movement in the city's plans for future projects, as well as updating. There's a plan for updates. We know that a lot of this is going to take a long time. As everybody can guess, the elephant in the room is the access to the Greenbelt, and that will be discussed tomorrow. And as many people say, there will be a lot of emotion probably shared, and that would be unfortunate, but that's only one commissioner's opinion. There's a lot to talk about tomorrow night, and I hope that people will come and they will listen and they will offer their ideas, their thoughts, and their suggestions. And I think that's basically all I have to share. Lisa, do you want to go over any of the other meetings, or are we going to do that later?
I didn't have anything to share during this time. The time for the commission to share on their action items.
Perfect. Does anyone else have anything to say? Okay, well then, let's move on to the consent calendar. We have the January 2002 activity report and the action minutes of the regular meeting from February 1st. Does anyone have anything they want removed or any questions? Seeing none, can I get someone to make a motion?
I'll make a
Thank you,
motion.
Tracy.
Oh, sorry. Make a
No, thank
motion to approve the consent calendar, which includes the January 2022 activity report and the action minutes of our regular meeting on February 1st, 2022.
And can I get a second?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And Nick, can you call the vote?
Chair Ellman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Horowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Maroney,
Yes.
and Commissioner Pizer Maines.
Yes.
Okay. So then we're going to go on, move on to public hearings. And Lisa, we're looking for a number of approvals tonight. Those are in your staff report.
Yes, so we have one public hearing tonight, so I can go ahead and provide my verbal staff report now. Tonight, we are recommend to City Council approval of 3 additional impact level 3 events to the 2022 special events calendar. The first event request is from the Hermosa View Vista Valley Parent Teacher Organization to hold their annual Dolphin Dash, a community jog-a-thon event on the Strand and Schumacher Plaza on Saturday, April 30th. The event has taken place on campus in previous years, so this is a new event request through the special event permit program, which is why it's considered an impact level 3 event before you tonight. The event is a fundraiser for the Hermosa Beach School District. Check-in will be held on Schumacher Plaza with a small opening and closing ceremony to take place as well. Each participant will have a dedicated entry time for the event based on their grade level. The next event request is a returning event request from the Chamber of Commerce for their annual sidewalk sales. One being in spring on Saturday, April 30th through Sunday, May 1st, and the other being in summer from Saturday, August 6th through Sunday, August 7th. These events are only considered impact level 3 because of the event dates that take place in the summer months during the peak season, but they are low impact events, and these events consist of merchants along Pier Avenue and Hermosa Avenue, offering specials and promotions to drive business to their stores, along with live music and other in-store activities. And lastly, we have a new event request from USAV for the U19 World Championship and World University Championship trials. This would be an all ages volleyball tournament from Monday, June 20th through Thursday, June 23rd, with setup on June 19th. We have asked each event producer to be present tonight should you have any additional questions on these events. This does conclude my verbal staff report, and I am of course available for questions as well.
So first of all, does anyone have any questions for Lisa? Yes, Tom?
Yeah, Lisa, I've got a couple of questions. If we approve the new USA volleyball, by your calculation, we have 32 level 3 event days from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Let me pull up my special events calendar here. I'm sorry. I had it up and I don't know where it went here.
And while Ms. Nichols is doing that, I just want to reiterate factual questions. Now is the time. Refrain from any deliberations or insinuation on how any commissioner may or may not vote.
And yes, this would put us at 32 impact level 3 event days.
All right, and when you count those event days, you don't actually count the Saturday and Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. You actually start counting on Memorial Day.
Exactly.
All right. What happened to Battle of the Beach? Is that going to be rescheduled during the summer?
Yes, it is.
So that'll be another level 3 day?
Well, no, I'm actually not sure when that will be rescheduled to. I have not received an event date request for that yet. Just that it was canceled and to be postponed.
All right, and then the other question I had on the calendar that is related to these events that we're considering is the triathlon. Was that moved from June to August?
Yes, it has. And that was because they felt that they had concerns with the increase in COVID cases. They felt that they wanted to push the event farther back because of those concerns.
All right, and then the last question I have, the city policy is level 3 events. We want them submitted by July 30th of the year before. And some of these are new events, but is there a reason why some of these recurring events are applying now and not in the earlier wave?
I can't speak to each event producer as to why. I know that with the uncertainty with COVID-19, some of the event producers have chosen to apply later and closer to their event dates just because of the uncertainty of the protocols that may be in place with their events. And at the time when we started accepting applications, we did have an increased amount of cases.
All right, well, thanks. Those are the only questions I have of staff.
Okay, Lauren, did I see you raise your hand?
Yes, so I was curious, just to pick up where Commissioner Maroney left off. Do we have a pending list of other level 3 event applications? Or will this pretty much finish us up?
I can't say for sure. I don't believe we're missing any returning level 3 events at this time that I would have to go back and compare. It's hard to compare the last couple years because we haven't had everybody apply to return. So I would have to go a few years back to see if there's anybody. We could get new event requests that would be level 3. So we can't really predict what if we'll have any more public hearings for level 3s.
Right. So we have a deadline, but we have it's kind of a rolling deadline as well.
Yeah, so the initial deadline is the one that Commissioner Maroney had mentioned. And then moving forward, it's just that we request any event applications that don't meet the initial deadline for any impact level be in 90 days in advance at least of their event date request.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Those were my questions for now.
Perfect. Anyone else? Okay, well, thank you, Tom. You took care of a couple of my questions. So I will then open this up to, first of all, we need to talk to the Hermosa Valley PTO regarding the Dolphin Dash. I'm going to assume someone is here. I thought I saw Becky.
I'm here, and Anne's here too. We're both
I'm here as well. I'm the chair for the Dolphin Dash.
Great. So Anne, you'll be speaking?
Yes.
Okay, great. Did you just want to go over your new plans for this great event?
Yes, we're so excited to partner with this, or hopefully partner with the city in this event. It's historically been on campus. And so this is our first year kind of asking to bring this out to the community, hopefully increase sponsorship opportunities, but with some of the Hermosa Beach businesses and just bring families in it as well. I mean, like I said, historically, it's just been the kids kind of during the school day doing the Dolphin Dash, but I know that there's a lot of families that have wanted to participate. And so this was just an option that we were considering, and we're hoping that you guys would partner with us and help us hold it out on the Strand.
Great. Does anyone have any questions for Anne? Yes, Yanni.
No, I just want to say that this is a really cool event that I've been able to participate on campus, and I think that it provides us with a lot of really cool new opportunities to bring it down on the plaza and on the Strand area. So I'm excited to see what the producers bring to us, and it's a great event for all the Hermosa Valley students. So good job, and really cool way of thinking outside the box, considering all this construction that's going on all of our campuses.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
This is Becky. I'll make a quick comment. I just wanted to say the date, April 30th, aligns really nicely with the sidewalk sale, should they both be approved. And all the families that'll be out in Hermosa running the Dolphin Dash can go shopping at the sidewalk sale right after, because it will end at the perfect time.
Great. Thank you, Becky. Well, what I'd like to say is, like Yanni, I think this is a fabulous idea. I did end up talking to Miss Gluck today. I would love to be able to call her Sylvia, but once she's your child's history teacher, she's always going to be Miss Gluck. And we were talking about the Dolphin Dash, and it got started when she was a principal. And it was an answer to a creative answer to a government-led wellness program. And it's, like everyone said, it's always been on campus, and now to spread it out through town is just exactly what we're looking for. And I really think that this is a great way for the school to raise money and also to raise awareness that we're here. And I'm thrilled, and I like the idea that you're partnering up with, whether it was intentional or not, but with the chamber and the sidewalk sale. So I don't think we could ask any more of the school or the parents. And I think this is great. So no other comments by the commission. Pat, should we go to the next one? Or are we going to just open this up to public comment now?
Oh, go ahead, Commissioner Pazmanes.
Yeah, I just had one quick question. I was looking through the information we received, and I love the idea of this, but I just wanted to, I'm just trying to look for where it actually goes, where are we dashing to and from? So if we could just get that, that would be great. I just wanted to visualize it a little bit better.
Yeah, so the plan is to start in Shoemaker Plaza and have everyone check in there at their designated time. So we're hoping to do it by grade level. So they'll basically, and each grade level will, at this point, we're not entirely sure, but probably have, like the kindergartners will probably have a shorter distance than maybe the 8th graders, but they will be dashing north of Shoemaker Plaza. So each grade will go at their designated time. They'll check in, they'll do a shorter dash for kindergartners, and then it'll continue to gradually get longer for each grade level. But they'll be going north, if that's helpful. Does that make sense?
So north on the Strand?
Yes, on the Strand.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Read their minds, Lauren, read their minds.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just north of the city. We're just gonna let them go. No, on the Strand.
And then is this something similar to the graduation walk, and that there'll be hopefully people cheering the kids on as they go? And are the parents welcome to run with them or not?
I don't, Becky, do you want to speak to that?
It's totally open to the parents. They can absolutely run or they can absolutely cheer. I know I'll be cheering, and I know there'll be plenty of parents running, but yes, they can do whatever they choose. And we're hoping that they'll just be along the Strand with little signs of encouragement.
So just regarding the Strand, because it is busy, and I know this is earlier in the morning than when we get too crowded. Have we given any thought to having people monitor some of the where the kids are going to exit, how to get them across or exiting the Strand in a safe and semi-organized manner?
Absolutely. We've got an army of volunteers that are going to be in specially designated colorful t-shirts to be there to support all the families and students and make sure they're all going the right direction and following all the right rules.
Perfect. All right. Anyone else? So we need to open this up for public comment.
And so Chairman, I just wanted to go back to your question. On this one with, I know we've kind of done it differently depending on the number of special events that have been proposed. And so typically, I think what I recall, and Lisa, you can interrupt me, correct me if I'm wrong, we usually go to each kind of applicant for the event, let them make their kind of presentation, answer questions, and then open up the public comment. However, if you want to open up the public comment for each individual event, that is fine as well.
No, I don't need to read this comment more than once. So I'm happy to move on to the next application and then go back. So that would mean next on our list would be the Hermosa sidewalk sale. Is that right, Lisa? So I'm going to assume that there she is.
I should join these meetings more often. Thank you so much.
Welcome,
Chair
Jessie.
Ellman. Thank you. Good to see everybody. Our event is pretty straightforward. In fact, I actually knew that the Dolphin Dash was being worked on, but this was a wonderful surprise tonight to find out that they're applying for the same weekend. We love that idea. Obviously, it brings everybody out to shop. Our application for this isn't too different from the last time you approved the sidewalk. We called it the Summer Sidewalk Celebration, I believe, last summer. I'm going to try and get better to you. I think Commissioner Maroney, I think you asked about why we are coming to this later in the game than last fall, and that was due to COVID. We did not know if we were going to be continuing to have outdoor sidewalk events. So we typically have 3 of these a year. We passed one and missed the opportunity in January due to COVID, but we are planning to do April and summer. And then in the fall, we will apply for 23 for the 3 sidewalk celebrations. So it's exactly what Lisa said. It's an opportunity for our local businesses to have some sales, put some product on the sidewalk. We give an opportunity to non-downtown businesses to participate, and we offer them space to fill up the sidewalks and make it lively. And we do put some music in front of Java Man and maybe at a couple businesses. We promote any other activities the businesses are doing, and then encourage in business activities like Practical Magic does some workshops. And I'm hoping Dave at Hermosa Brewing Company over there on 14th and Hermosa might do something to sort of perfect out that triangle that I'd love to have of activity around town. But there's nothing really new and magical here other than that, but I am happy to answer questions.
Just one question before I open this up to the other commissioners is where it says estimated number of participants. It says up to, and it says $2,500 per event day.
I'm so sorry. That is a copy and paste error. That is not a fee that is subject to the sidewalk sales at all. The fees that are subject to the sidewalk sales are those that are at the bottom of the page under applicable fees. And Jessica did provide a updated number for me on the estimated participants, and I unfortunately don't remember what that was now that I've done this copy and paste error, Jessica. So I'm going to turn that question over to you. I'm so sorry about that.
No problem. I would have estimated probably 1,500 to 2,000 participants over the course of the weekend walking around and shopping. Maybe that Dolphin Dash brings in more. I would love that. But this was a big draw for our local community, so I don't really see a bunch of visitors coming in. Obviously, we welcome it.
I apologize if I scared you, Jesse.
I was like, $2,500 for what?
I appreciate you pointing that out so we can get that corrected before it goes to council as well.
Okay, I'm going to open this up to the commissioners, and it looks like Commissioner Lang has a comment to make or a question.
Hey, Jessica, how you doing? You had mentioned that there are going to be out-of-town vendors or other vendors down on the plaza. I assume that Spider and the other businesses down there will have the ability to set up tents equal to that of the visiting vendors, correct?
Yeah, so actually the way that we do it is any Hermosa business with a retail front in the downtown area just signs up, lets us know they want to do it, and we collect their insurance certificate and they participate. So Spider obviously is going to market their products out front of their business as any of the other businesses. When I referenced other businesses, all I meant was anybody not physically in the footprint of the downtown area. For example, Gaia Living Furniture on PCH. If she wants to participate in the sidewalk sale, we find a spot where another business isn't popping up, or we pair them with a business that is interested in having another business in front of their business, and we coordinate that so that businesses that aren't in the downtown footprint can participate.
Cool, awesome. Thank you for the clarification. Good job. Keep it up.
Thanks.
Okay, anyone else? Seeing none. All right, well, thank you, Jesse, as usual, and I'm saving my money.
Thanks.
Coming on in. Great. So then next on our list is, I'm out of sequence here. Lisa, can you help me out?
Yes, definitely. So next on our
There we
list is the USAV U19 World Championship and World University Championship Trials, and we have Carolina joining us tonight.
Welcome, Carolyn.
Hi. Thanks everyone for having me here. We're so excited about the opportunity of running this 2 events in Hermosa. To be quite honest, last year we ran one of these events in Manhattan and it was very successful. And then we took another one to Florida and it was not successful. The majority of our athletes come from South California, so taking them out of California is very difficult for us. So we would love to get back there. And the winners of this event, so we hope to bring the top athletes in those 2 age groups, and the winners of those 2 events, first and second place, will have an opportunity to represent USA. One will be at the U19 World Championship, which is going to take place in Turkey in September. It was just announced last week, September 14th through the 18th. And the World University Championship will actually be in the United States this year. So the winners of those events, of the second event, first and second place, will have an opportunity to represent USA in Lake Placid, New York. So we're excited about this opportunity. And if you guys have had any negative experiences with USAV in the past, I apologize on behalf of our organization. And I know a lot of the things we are doing with our department is revamping, and we're trying to be better. So we try to be the very best that we can, and we look forward to potentially coming back every single year if you guys will have us.
Well, thank you. So any questions by the commission? Yes, Lauren.
Yes, hi, welcome. I have a couple of little questions. One is this, I know you mentioned that this event has a better success rate in the South Bay beach cities, but is this applying to Hermosa Beach this year? Is this kind of a one-of type thing where you're where the location for this kind of pre-event to the World Championships rotates locations as well each year? Or are you looking for a more regular location year to year for this event?
Definitely a more regular location. We want to, so we've tested some waters and we know what's very successful and what's not. And we want to continue to go back to locations that are successful. And we know that South California is a very successful location for us. So there are a few events that we want to put in those locations. So definitely not a one-off. We would love to continue to run this event if you guys approve us every single year. Next year, you would just be a U21 as opposed to a U19, as the FIVB changes the events every single year.
Oh, they change the age group each year?
They change, yes, exactly. They change the age group each year.
Oh, okay, okay. And the other comment or question I had is that the event time, it looks like it commences at 8 a.m. And you're also applying for amplified sound permit. And that just seems a little bit early for amplified sound, given its location, close to the hotel and everything else. So I was wondering when you actually were going to be utilizing announcements and amplified sound.
Yeah, so our amplified sound is actually not as intense because the number of athletes that we're gonna have is not that large, because we'll cap at 32 teams per age group for those two events. So we, on day one, which is the 20th, we definitely will not start at 8 a.m. We'll start in the afternoon on that day. And for the remaining days, you guys can tell us when we should utilize amplified sound, and we can modify according to what you guys suggest. We would love to play the national anthem prior to a few matches, but we can definitely adjust based on your guys' recommendations.
Okay, and it's 8 a.m. every day?
Match will most likely start at 9 a.m. So athletes will arrive by 8, but our matches will start at 9. So if we were to play the national anthem or make any announcements, that would happen at 9.
Okay, so that's a little bit later. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you.
Oh, anyone else? Oh, yes, Tom.
All right. You refer to this as 2 events. I'm just a little confused. What are the 2 events?
Yeah, so it's a trials. So we're running a U19 World Championship, and we're also running a World University Championship. Because they're smaller events, it's like a tournament, to be honest. Then we're going to run both of them side by side, because the age groups will not be the same. So a U19 athlete will most likely be in high school, and the World University Championship will be collegiate athletes.
And you haven't run this event in Hermosa before?
Not that I am aware of. I know that USAV in the past on the beach side has gone back and forth between a hybrid program. And for the past 2 years, we're running a trials model. So I know that that has not been a practice in the past.
All right, that's the only question I have.
Okay.
And just to let you guys know, last year we went to Phuket, Thailand, and we took first place on the World University Championship. So that was kind of exciting.
A success. Okay. So, yeah, I think everyone's asked some great questions, and I do kind of, well, I'll make my comments later. Okay, so I'm going to open. This is everything in front of us for this portion of the meeting, correct? I haven't missed anybody.
Correct.
Okay, so I will open it up to public comment, and I will, Nick, can I get you to remind everybody about Star 9?
I would love to. Although the Parks, Recreation, and Community Resources Advisory Commission values your comments, the Brown Act generally prohibits the commission from acting on any matter not listed on the posted agenda as a business item. This is the time for members of the public to address the commission on any items within the commission's jurisdiction not on this agenda or items on this agenda. Please note that the commission does not engage in a dialogue during public comment, and each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. If you're joining the meeting by phone, please remember to dial *9 to raise your virtual hand and *6 in order to unmute yourself. Participants joining by internet, please remember to unmute before starting your comment. We ask all speakers, please state your full name and city of residence for the record.
So, Nick, do we have anyone?
At this moment, Chair Elman, we have no digital hands being raised.
Okay, well, we all must have done our jobs well. I'll go ahead and close public comment and bring it back to the commission. Does anyone have any comments to make? No, no. Yes, Tom. You're muted, Tom.
Yeah, I don't think my comment's much of a surprise. This, to me, definitely brings us over the 30-day special policy limit. I think we have enough going on at the beach in the summer in Hermosa. And I can't support an additional event that I know pushes us over the limit that we've set. And actually, I think that limit's a little conservative. I count it's actually 33 days. And that doesn't even take into account all of the long-term events that are very high impact. That's another 17 independent days in the summer. So for me, the third event is not something I can support. And I would ask whoever brings the motion, I would ask that we just separate the events, because the other 2 events I'm very much in favor of. And I don't want to go down as a vote against all 3 events. So that's my comment.
Okay. Anyone else? Questions of staff or a comment that you want to make? Okay. Tom, I think Tom does bring up a very good point. And so I'm gonna look to Lisa for a little bit more direction here. But I'm gonna do that first. So
Certainly.
we seem to have a difference of opinion here.
Yeah, so in pre-COVID times, it was actually happening quite often on an annual basis where we would exceed our impact level 3 threshold of 30 event days for level 3 events. And in the past, we've really looked at the total number of event days that we allow in the peak season of 70 as something that we definitely don't want to go over. So I just wanted to add that background information to the commission that we're at 57 out of the 7 total event days that we'll allow during the peak season. So I just wanted to have that background and that information before the commission as you continue your discussions and consider your motion.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. If anyone has anything they want to say, I'll wait before I make my comment. Yanni, did you?
Yeah, I personally don't have a problem with the volleyball tournament. We got to keep in mind the only reason it's a level 3 is not because of the size, it's because it's a new event that requires our approval. And if staff doesn't see any anticipated conflict with it, nor do I. I mean, looking at the number of participants and spectators, that seems to be on the low side. I do agree with Tom that, yeah, we don't want to congest the beach, but we also have to keep in mind that we want to be mindful of economic stimulus for the beach, for the hotels and the other businesses down in the downtown area. So I personally don't have a problem with it, just for the record, considering all those elements.
Okay. Anyone else? Tracy?
Yeah, Lisa, do you mind going over the number of event days again? The calendar said 32 event days, and then you said something about 70, but we're only at 52, and
Yeah.
the numbers aren't sitting perfectly clearly in my head.
Yes, so on the last page of
Yeah.
your
Right.
tentative special events calendar, it outlines the peak season amount of level 1 and 2 event days that we have,
I see
level
where
3
you're going.
event days that we have. Yeah, so our
Okay.
total number that we allow is the 70. Within our special event policy guide, it's outlined that 30 of those 70 should be impact level 3 event days, and then the impact level 2s and 1s and city sponsored would be allowed 40 event days. But Yanni did bring up a very good point that came to mind after I finished my statement about providing the background information that this has happened in the past. Is we also have to remember that, unfortunately, as a new event request comes in, it could be a relatively low impact event that would typically be an impact level 1 or even 2. But since it's a new event request to the city, or maybe because they just have one date that falls within the peak season, it pushes them into this impact level 3 event type.
No, I understand that, and I appreciate you clarifying. I hadn't realized that you were talking about total number of days. I was still thinking of the level 3 impact days. Just to look at the number of participants for the volleyball tournament, it's less than 200 per day. And if you look at the special event map or calendar for June, other than the last 2 days of the month, which are AVP, we don't have any other volleyball tournaments scheduled for the month of June. So I tend to agree with Yanni that I don't think this would be a terribly strong impact. And I think it could be a benefit with people coming in from out of town for our businesses. So that's where I stand.
Okay. Yes, Lauren.
Yeah, so my main consideration again is just that staff works with the event producer to make sure that we don't have sound impact too early in the morning. And that would be, that is my main concern with this, that we don't have blasting at 8 a.m. that we make it a bit later. So that's my main issue. And it sounds like that's achievable.
We'll make note, certainly.
Okay. I think that Tom has made a good point, but I do think that because we're still coming out of COVID and getting ourselves organized, that I don't have a problem with this event. I would like to see, as Lauren said, I would like to be sure that there is no need for anyone to be any music or anyone over a PA system at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I'd like to be sure that we can take care of that issue. And I personally, 9 o'clock's a little early for me, but then again, I'm semi-retired and anything before 10 is early for me now. So I think Yanni's brought up a great point, and I don't have a problem approving this volleyball tournament. So if anyone doesn't have anything else to say, yes, Yanni.
No, I was just ready to make a motion.
Okay, so
provided nobody else has anything to say.
Well, what I'd like to do is I think that Tom makes a good point. So if we could do this in 2 motions and do the first 2 and then go back. Does that sound like a reasonable request?
I was anticipating to make one singular motion to approve all three events.
I think what Tom was getting at is, I think he was hoping to vote for the other two, but I don't know if we've changed his mind or not. But so maybe if we could do this in two motions, it would at least, that way he would be comfortable with his vote.
Sure. Yeah,
Okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So if you don't mind doing it, doing the first motion?
No, certainly.
Okay.
I would like to make a motion to make a recommendation to approve to City Council the addition of the following level 3 special events to the 2022 special event calendar: the HVPTO Dolphin Dash on Saturday, April 30th, as well as the Hermosa Beach Sidewalk Sale on Saturday, April 30th to our special event calendar.
Great. Tracy?
Can I make a friendly amendment to Yanni's motion? That we approve the sidewalk sales for both the April 30th, May 1st, and the August dates.
Good catch. Okay.
And then
Do I have
will
a second? Okay. Nick, I'm going to call the vote.
Chair Elman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Horowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Maroney,
Yes.
and Commissioner Pizer Maines.
Yes.
Vaughn, I want to wish everyone well, the chamber, and then again, acknowledge the PTO and appreciate your hard work, and really looking forward to the success of this and seeing what you come up with next year. So thank you very much. So now we'll move on. Can I get someone to make a motion for, oh, yes, Yanni.
I'll make a motion to approve the U19 World Championships and World University Championship trials on Sunday, June 19th to the 2022 Impact Level 3 special event calendar.
Great.
I'll second.
Okay, Tracy, second. And Patrick?
Well, I just wanted to be sure, was there that recommendation to, and Lisa, if I'm speaking out of turn here, to not allow, or at least recommend to City Council to not allow any amplified music before 9 a.m.?
I feel that staff will work with them in regards to that. I don't feel it necessarily has to be part of the motion, but you're the lawyer. I can.
No, if that is the will of the commission, that is the will of the commission.
Great. We have faith in staff. Great. So I'm sorry, Tracy, did you second that?
I did.
Okay. So Nick, can I get you to call the vote?
Chair Elman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Horowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Maroney,
No.
and Commissioner Pizer Maines.
Yes.
Okay. So a success there. So we will move on and get rid of all my paperwork. Next, we're moving on to matters for commission consideration. Approval of additional impact level 2 special events, the DB event, volleyball tournament, and Volley for Sound. We have a staff report.
We do. Thank you, Chair Elman. So we do have 2 additional impact level 2 event requests to the 2022 special events calendar. And both event requests are returning volleyball events on the north side of the pier. So the DB event is an adult volleyball tournament wishing to take place on Saturday, June 18th. And the Volley for Sound is an all ages tournament that raises awareness for hearing loss. And they would like the event to take place on Saturday, October 22nd this year. These are both low impact volleyball tournaments, and staff has no concerns with either event as proposed. Again, we have asked each event producer to be present tonight should the commission have any questions. And I am of course available for questions as well. And this does conclude my staff report.
Great. So does anyone have any questions for staff? Pretty much self-explanatory, I'm going to assume. All right. Then I will turn this over to Nick and open this up for public comment.
Okay, if you are joining the meeting by phone, please remember to dial *9 to raise your virtual hand and *6 in order to unmute yourself. Participants joining by internet, please remember to unmute before starting your comment. We ask all speakers, please state your full name and city of residence for the record.
And I did fail to read the comment again, which I seem to have misplaced on my desk. Way too much paperwork.
If you would like, Chairwoman, I can summarize it.
Yep, I
Just
got
that
it right here.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay, so we are currently experiencing technical difficulties that are preventing the video from streaming on YouTube or cable television. However, the audio remains operational. To view the meeting, you may follow the Zoom link provided on our agenda at www.hermosabeach.gov. The video of tonight's meeting will also be posted on the agenda, minutes and video webpage on the city's website by EOD tomorrow. So thank you. And again, we've opened this up for public comment. Nick, do we have anybody wishing to speak?
Chair Elman, at this point, we have no digital hands being raised.
Yeah, just not feeling the love today. So I'm going to close this to public comment and bring it back to the commission. Does anyone have anything that they wish to say or questions? Okay, so seeing none, I'm going to ask someone if they would like to make a motion.
I'm sorry, Chair Elman, Commissioner Maroney had his
Yeah, I
hand.
did have, Barbara,
Oh,
I did
I'm-
have a question. We kind of skipped past the sponsors, and I see there's a Kelsey Brandon here. Is
Well,
someone
that's a
gonna-
good point. I guess I should have. They had their chance. Oh, Kelsey, are you there? I don't see you. There
I
you
believe
are.
we have actually David and Kelsey present, both on the
Okay.
line tonight.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So anything that you would like to say? Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm gonna turn on my camera. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you all again. Yeah, just Volley for Sound. I put on annually north of the Hermosa Beach Pier. It's to raise awareness for hearing loss, and it's actually in honor of my hearing specialist. I was born and raised in Manhattan Beach, but I live in Hermosa Beach now. And I was fortunate of the resources I've received growing up, and I just really wanted to give back to those in need. So we just raised awareness for hearing loss and just fundraise for a nonprofit. And yeah, so that's basically what it is. Unfortunately, my hearing specialist passed away in 2018, but we still honor her, and like all the volleyball players wear earplugs to help them understand the miscommunication and just experience a bit of hearing loss, which is what I deal with every day. And yeah, and that's basically Volley for Sound. Yeah.
Perfect. David.
Hello, it's David Brandon from Hermosa Beach. I host local volleyball tournaments for Hermosa and other cities. Our goal is to provide a fun and social competitive environment for each city, and where everyone is welcome to play and have a good time. Thank you.
Any comments anyone wants to make?
I have a question for David.
Perfect, Tom.
Yeah, David, what do you do that makes this a local event? I mean, why is this more local?
We have
another-
local, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We have local players, so we have players all the way from Hermosa to Manhattan that come and play in this tournament. I wouldn't say we have too many outside people outside of the city. I guess Manhattan Beach is included in that really play in this event. And people love to come and relax and have a fun volleyball day, and then go to the local restaurants here. And that's how I would say it's a local event.
And David, my brother, by the way.
Any other questions?
Trying to help grow the volleyball community out here.
Any other questions for Kelsey and David? All right, well, Kelsey, again, welcome back, and it's a great event. And David, thank you for participating. And can I get someone to make a motion?
Actually, I'd like to make a statement.
Sure.
No, I just want to compliment. I remember when David came to us several years back, and looking at his event application and noticing that it is a rather small volleyball event. I do commend and appreciate that he goes through the required municipal process of checking in with us, getting a permit, because as we know, rogue events run rampant throughout our beaches, and it's something we've been trying to mitigate for a long time. So David, thank you for playing by the rules. Thanks for checking in with us. Thanks for just being an example of an event coordinator that we appreciate and we can use as an example. So thank you. And that's all I got to say, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Lang. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Yanni, that was a great point. Thank you very much. That was a perfect comment to make. We're grateful. So if anyone doesn't have anything else to say, can I get someone to make a motion? Great, thank you, Yanni.
Cool. I will make a motion to approve the inclusion of the following additional 2022 Impact Level 2 special events to the 2022 special event calendar. DB event volleyball tournament on June 18th and the Volley for Sound on Saturday, October 2nd. And that's all.
October 22nd?
Yeah. I see Volley for Sound October 22nd.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Nick, can I get you to call the vote?
Chair Elman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Horowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Maroney,
Yes.
Commissioner Pizer Maines.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So next, we'll move on to the retirement of the Department Use Policy Subcommittee. Such a nice way to put it.
This next item is the proposal to retire the Department Use Policy Subcommittee now that the last assigned task of the Hermosa Beach Little League agreement has been completed and approved. The subcommittee also assisted with the review of the tennis and pickleball court use policies. We want to thank former Commissioner Guheen, Chair Elman, and committee for their work served on this subcommittee. I was grateful to work with each of you directly in the policy revisions in the Hermosa Beach Little League agreement. At this time, due to other high priority projects assigned to the community resources team and the commission as a whole, we will be recommending that the retirement of the subcommittee take place, as we have no concerns with the remaining policies that we have throughout our department, and there is no urgency at this time to review them. And that concludes my staff report.
Anyone have any comments to make? Yes, Lauren.
Yes. So first off, I also wanted to thank the subcommittee members for this was at times a challenging subcommittee, and you tackled a lot of big issues. So I wanted to thank the current subcommittee as well as Commissioner Guheen for all of your work and really was appreciated by your fellow commissioners. I also wanted to note that, well, I probably should wait for discussion, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I will do that. I do not have any questions per se for now, and I will wait for further comment.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, well, I would just like to say that I'm glad to see us closing one subcommittee so we can move on to another. But I'm again hoping that we can come up with a better name than the Department Use Policy Subcommittee. That was just really tough. It was a mouthful. So do I need to open this up to public comment, Patrick?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so Nick,
If you are joining the meeting by phone, please remember to dial *9 to raise your virtual hand and *6 in order to unmute yourself. Participants joining by internet, please remember to unmute before starting your comment. We ask all speakers, please state your full name and city of residence for the record.
and again, I would just like to say, come on, is there anybody out there who wants to participate?
And Chair Ellman, looking at everybody on the screen, there are no digital hands today.
This was a good subcommittee and no one has anything to say. All right. I'm going to close public comment and bring it back. And Lauren, did you want to start us off with your comments?
Sure. So I just want to say that I know the subcommittees are of an impermanent nature, and it probably is well timed to close this subcommittee for now. But I wanted to, but I know that there are some policies we did not get to, and as that list grows, I'm sure Lisa will bring back to us any issues, use issues as they arise, and as the list starts to grow again. So I just want to say what we probably should think about in the future. I don't know when, maybe in 6 months, maybe in coordination with the Parks Master Plan, that we may at some point need to bring this monster back with as Chair Ellman said, with maybe a new name. Yeah, and so something to think about, that it may be gone for now, but we may need to create a new subcommittee tackling new use policy issues in the future. And finally, I wanted to say that I'm excited to hear that there are some new items heading our way. And I'm hoping that at some point soon that the department can share those with us so we can start to chew on those, think about them, and understand what the current city council priorities are for the department and for the commission.
Great. Anyone else? Okay, what I'd like to say is although Tom only served briefly, I did want to acknowledge how important your input was in the Little League contract. People can complain or make jokes about having a lawyer around, but I'm telling you, it was really, really helpful, and that contract is better for it. So, oh, Patrick. So thank you very much for, even though it was a short term, you were an amazing add to the subcommittee, and I am very, very grateful for your knowledge and your time. But I can't say enough that I am happy to move on to something new. Jessica and I did tackle some pretty fun issues, but we were able to move on, and I think the city hopefully will, and the residents are better for it. So, okay, in that closing that comment off, yes, Tracy.
Oh, I was just going to make a motion.
Excellent.
With the thanks of the whole commission, I would like to make a motion to retire the Department Use Policy Subcommittee.
I'll second.
Perfect. Thank you. Nick, can you call the vote?
Chair Ellman,
Yes.
Vice Chair Horowitz,
Yes.
Commissioner Lang,
Yes.
Commissioner Maroney,
Yes.
and Commissioner Pizer-Maines.
Yes.
We are moving on to future agenda items. Did from commissioners for possible future. Lisa, do you have anything to share?
I don't have anything to share. I did share that we have aligned our commission's agenda to match the format of the city council agenda. So this section will be requests from commissioners for possible future agenda items. So any requests that the commission shares with myself, the community resources manager, would be on this section and for consideration by the commission to be a possible future agenda item. So we don't have anything at this time, since we are implementing this new agenda format this evening.
Anyone have anything? Yes, I did forget to share a bit of information, an update on the access pathway. Do you mind if I share that right now?
I don't believe that's an issue. I'm looking to Pat to concur.
That's fine.
Okay.
That
Chair Elman, we are losing our connection with you. Oh shoot, we just lost her, I think. I don't see Commissioner. Oh, there you are. So you were cutting out a little bit, but now you seem to be back in business.
excellent. Okay, just real quickly that Public Works is working on installing the 3 access pads to their full length on the beach, and that one of the pads, which I believe is at 2nd Street, might actually be up by the end of this week, if not next week. They're trying to fit that into their very busy schedule, but that the pads are here, and it has made it onto their schedule. So hopefully we'll see that quite soon. And just one more thing that we can consider a success. So my apologies for that being out of order. Thank you, Patrick. And is that, are we at the end of our meeting? So I'd like to adjourn tonight's public Parks and Rec meeting to our April 2nd meeting. And I wish everyone, and I would like everyone to know that Tracy will be running that meeting because I won't be here. So be kind and be helpful.
Just a correction that it's going to be April 5th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
So if we want to adjourn to that date, just so.
So I'd like to adjourn tonight's Parks and Rec meeting to our April 6th meeting. Scared you there, didn't I, Tracy? So thank you very much,
April
everybody.
5th. April 5th.
April 5th. So sorry, Chair Elman. Yeah, April 5th.
April 5th. Scared you, Pat. It's good to have a lawyer around. Thank you very much, everyone.